Tales from the Video Store. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Donate on our Patreon page. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or Google Play. Join our Tales from the Video Store group on Facebook and share your latest viewings, notes, and images. Additional content can be found at videostoretales.com. Make sure you rate us or give us a recommendation. The more we have, the more content we can provide. Now, on with the show.
It's all my mountain door, brought up in Cali. She took me in the parlor and said, won't you be me beau?
Introducing Doug Wall, Garrick Lane, and Lee Bridges. This is Tales from the Video Store. Welcome to Tales from the Video Store, number 65. The doodle doodle, let me go. Alright, the doodle, let me go. Alright, here we go. So yes, I guess you know that I watched the Lighthouse.
We'll get to that.
We will get to that.
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes. You got us a letterbox?
I got two. I got one positive, one negative, one positive.
A negative and a positive.
Here's a negative for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
What? Is that possible?
Half a star. It says, I have never been so bored, and I once went to a Canadian folk music concert. It was so shit. With like 7 exclamation points. By someone named Kona. And then I got a 4-star for tonight's movie, Thief. And the review literally just says, Michael Mann makes movies about goddamn fucking professionals.
That's great.
And he does.
That he does.
That he does. Man, we got a big old stack of Bond movies right here on this desk. That is a lot of Bond
That's
movies.
all of them except Spectre.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So
I just haven't...
if you wanted to watch every one of those movies...
Yeah. And I have.
I know, but all back to back, it would take more than a weekend, wouldn't it?
Yes. Well, I don't know how much blow you got.
You could get through it in a weekend.
You could do it. Would suck. I've done it in like a couple weeks.
How many are there? I mean,
This is 20... 21, 22, I think. Something like
22.
that. Yeah, I'll say
2
20
hours apiece, easily.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Man, that's huge.
No, that's 23. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I spoiled it because we're going to be doing Bond next month. But let's get finished with Michael Mann this month. And we did Thief.
We absolutely did.
You want to intro it, Lee?
Absolutely. This is
stuff
it.
My face with pork rinds.
Absolutely. Maybe you'll be quiet for once. And it's his first feature film, directed in 1981. Just very simple crime film, loosely based on a book called The Home Invaders. Although he says that's not. He only took a few things from it, but then he had to sort of put that credit in there. It's Thief. It's a movie about a thief. James Caan plays a jewel thief named Frank, who's an independent contractor, and
he is a badass.
He is. He is, as he says in the movie, the last guy on earth you want to fuck with. And he's he went to jail when he was about 15 or 16, and he got out when he was about 30. So the way he puts it, he's trying to get that time back. Like he's trying to get a life. The time he would have spent building a life, he's trying to get it faster, get a wife, get a kid, get a house. Yeah. And stealing is the way to do that. And he's really good at it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's awesome. It's got him.
Yeah, he's doing it the honest way. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah, exactly.
I got 3 jobs, and I'm still, look,
yeah.
I still haven't paid my gas bills. Sitting here, this is the second freaking notice I've gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't I go steal some shit?
Because you would go to jail.
Because you're an idiot. Is the biggest reason why.
But
same reason I haven't. I'm not out stealing because I'm a fucking moron.
That's the same reason you're cooking at a furniture company. That's right.
I'm a fucking idiot.
But anyway, and he sees a way. He's always been an independent contractor. Then he sees a way to make a lot of money very fast, and is to get in with some mob guys. And then he ends up regretting that decision because they fuck him over. And then he has to show these guys that he is the.
He told them.
He is not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
That's correct. Unlike us, who are the first
To fuck with.
Yeah. If Frank walked into a bar and he was surveying it, he was like, "Who should I fuck with?" And we were just sitting there. He'd be like, "Oh, these assholes." We are the opposite of Michael Mann.
I'm gonna choke on the pork rind. Oh my gosh, yes, but it's so good. It's got Willie Nelson in it. It's got
Jim Belushi
and Robert Prosky. He's always a good bad guy.
It's his first movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
God,
he was just a theater actor before that.
He was the only good thing about Far and Away, that movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. Remember, he was the rich guy.
Oh, yeah.
Took everybody's land, and he's like, I didn't even know. He's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman's father in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so it's great. It was the writer, I guess the writer of Home Invaders helped write the script with Michael Mann.
I think a little. I think he sort of basically, when he took a few things in the book, he had to include him. I don't think those books, it's very similar from what Michael Mann has said.
Wasn't it written by a guy that was a safecracker, and that's why...
The guy who plays the cop who keeps harassing James Caan,
right?
He was like the biggest safecracker, and he was the technical consultant.
So he was the guy.
Yeah, that's who Michael Mann. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
And that's why he plays a cop, and Farina, who was a cop at the time, plays a gangster.
Gotcha.
And and it's awesome. Michael Mann could never direct another. In 1981, he could have retired, and he would still be legendary. This movie is that good.
It really is.
It really rivals Heat,
yeah.
in a way. I mean, now Heat's a better movie. Yes, Heat's still a better movie, but...
Is it?
It's technically a better movie. I'll give it that.
It's better because of when it's made, but I won't say it's a better movie.
I mean, it's this one. This, like you say, to me, it's a tie. Heat and Thief for me.
It's flawless. It really is flawless.
Heat is Thief Part 2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Not the other way around where you might say, well, it's Heat and then Thief. I think Thief is...
Yeah. Well, I've always wondered...
the groundwork.
I've always kind of wondered, could Frank and Neil, could they be the same character?
If he would have named Neil Frank, then yes.
Because, he says, he gives that speech in Heat, never have anything you can't turn your back on.
Right.
And that's kind of what this movie, at the end, he has to turn his back on.
Yeah.
And to me, you could almost say, it's just, he's just the same guy.
True.
But yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Is Michael Mann did Thief, and he had such a good time with it.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, but I left out this and this and this.
Oh, yeah.
I want to redo the movie.
Yeah. And one of the guys, the other technical advisors, was a police officer who was the guy who co-wrote Heat with Chuck Adamson, the cop who Pacino's character is based on, who also worked on this movie. But yeah, it's the score is great. Tangerine Dream, the score is amazing. I think it's one of the best movie scores ever.
It's so good.
And it looks great. I mean, it's...
The Blu-ray, the Criterion Blu-ray that we watched that you own is...
Yes.
It's the tits, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, and the thing that the Criterion Blu-ray, it looks good, but it doesn't look too good. Because you don't want it to look too good. Because this is like a gritty movie, And, I love everything about it. I do.
It was hard to watch it and not immediately put Heat in.
Right.
But Heat's 3.5 hours. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But you really want to.
Oh, yeah,
it just
you really
gets
do.
It gets your thieving
Yeah.
blood flowing, and you're just like, oh man, I want to see these guys fuck shit up.
It really does, yeah.
Yeah.
And just there are little shots at things he never did again. I guess after this he kind of saw that maybe that's not my thing. Like when he's stealing the diamonds at the beginning and he drills the hole in the lock and the camera just goes into the lock.
Yeah.
I love that. I wish he would do more. I wish, because that was him just playing around,
That's an old school shot you won't see in modern movies.
No.
Not anymore.
And but it's.
When Belushi dies, man, it's you get angry.
Yeah.
Angry.
Jim Belushi's really good in this movie.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, which is kind of disappointing because he was never that good in anything ever again.
Else.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Will we?
I've got a little something that had Belushi in it that's a little newer that I was actually very impressed with.
Okay.
With him in particular.
Okay.
Yeah. I was
Fair enough.
oh, cool, he's in this, and then watching him, I was like, damn, he still got it. Where the fuck has he been for the last 20 years?
Making those fucking dog movies.
Yeah.
You
for
know?
sure.
Anyway, but get back to the movie. I mean, like, the Frank character, he's one of my favorite movie characters of all time. Like that scene with him and Tuesday Weld in the diner, where she's telling him about, they went to South America, her boyfriend started dealing drugs, and she had to become, basically, she didn't say she had to become a prostitute, but she's like, I did things.
Yeah.
I did things to survive. And he tells a story about, going to jail and then, killing that guy, or manslaughtering that guy with a lead pipe and getting his ad wrong, and then, and how he was taught to be a thief in jail, which is, like, that's what happened to John Dillinger. Like, that does happen, like,
Yeah.
That's why they call, a lot of people call, like, federal prisons gladiator factories. Because, you go in one person, you come out a completely different person.
Or going to college.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And,
you were shit at what you did before.
Exactly.
Now we're going to send you somewhere where they know.
Exactly. Yeah, there's experts there.
Yeah, exactly.
But, but like Gary said, Robert Prosky is the crime boss. He is just great. And, like that scene when he's got James Caan tied to the thing, he's like, your life belongs to me. He's like, the house you live in belongs to me. He's like, I'll chop you up and turn you into burgers.
You are renting your son.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I fucking run you, I own you.
He's like, I'll turn your wife out on the street turning tricks.
Yeah.
He's like, people will be eating you in their wimpy burgers. Like, he's just like, the devil.
He is.
But he's so nice at the beginning. Like when he first meets, like, hey man, let's talk.
Well, he's the second. He's the second dude.
Yeah.
In the whole world, you don't want to fuck.
Exactly.
There's the first. There's
but
I am the last guy.
Yeah.
And he's the second to last guy.
His problem is he hooks with the guy above him on the list.
That's right.
And
That's right. The food chain is just there's just a little gray line between.
Yeah, absolutely. And James Caan, like his Chicago accent is really good in the movie.
Oh,
like, he kind of sounds like Michael Mann. I don't know if that was intentional, but yeah, like he.
Well, you want to hear some funny stuff?
Sure.
I'll show you some funny stuff. So, as the Thief soundtrack on CD sits right over there on my rack, the Razzie Award for Worst Musical Score in 1981 was Tangerine Dream.
Oh, really?
Yep, and then the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards. Listen to all these awards that this movie got. Most Intrusive Music Score, Tangerine Dream. Most Annoying Fake Accent, Tuesday Weld. Worst Actor, James Caan. Worst Actress, Tuesday Weld. Worst On-Screen Couple, James Caan and Tuesday Weld. Wow, Most Annoying Fake Accent, James Caan.
I don't think his accent's that pronounced.
I
think he just hits it in a few words.
What's funny, ironically, it was also nominated for the Cons in 1981. That's crazy, man.
Like, I don't think he's not doing like a. If you see, he's not doing. I don't think he's doing a super thick accent. Like, anywhere he hits a word, he'll hit it. Like a specific word. And like
it doesn't bother me.
This is not. Yeah, if this is the worst movie of 1981, like what won Best Picture in 1981?
I don't know. I'll find out while you're looking that up.
Okay.
That's crazy, though. Robert Prosky's first movie.
Yeah.
At 50.
Yep.
I'll tell you while he's looking up shit.
Yeah.
The My Life collage was fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That I assume that he kind of built it in prison, like, this is what I want my life to look like.
Yeah.
I didn't like the skulls, because that's bad.
Right.
That's a little foreboding.
Yeah.
But the rest of it just gives you kind of an idea of, like, the picture he has of this life that he wants to have.
Right. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, now, I don't know what won Best Picture, but here's some other movies that came out in 81. Raiders, American Werewolf in London, Chariots of Fire, The Evil Dead, Escape from New York, Blowout, Doug's favorite movie on Golden Pond, Stripes, Excalibur, Scanners, and Heavy Metal.
Ordinary People.
And Mad Max 2.
Ordinary People was the best picture of the year in 1980.
That's a very well-made movie. But nobody drives around jamming the soundtrack to Ordinary People. Nobody. Nope. If they do, they should be fucking ashamed of themselves.
If there is a soundtrack.
If there is a soundtrack. Yeah. I mean, it's just the shit. It is the shit.
Yeah, well, but that was a good year for movies.
It was.
Man. Check this out. Robert De Niro in Raging Bull. Original score went to Fame. Of course it did.
Okay, now you need to look up 82, because that's the 1980 years movies.
No, 1981. 1981. Oh.
Those are the movies of 19. I fucked that up.
Yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot. See, what? See,
that was my mistake.
no, that's my mistake. Well, Midnight Express. Oliver Stone's Midnight Express. That was a great movie.
That is a great movie, but
Kramer vs. Kramer won Best Directing.
yeah, that's bullshit.
Oh man! Wow. Let's see the whole list there. Yeah, actors in a leading role. The China Syndrome, All That Jazz, Roy Scheider, Dustin Hoffman, Kramer vs. Kramer, Al Pacino, and Justice for All, Robert Duvall, Apocalypse Now. Wow. Yeah, this is all, nobody's even heard of these.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah, but I mean...
Cinematography wasn't even on the list.
Yeah.
The Black Hole was.
I haven't liked The Black Hole.
It's actually all right.
Apocalypse Now. And
Yeah.
then Kramer vs. Kramer won directing. Yeah, so it didn't get any. No Tangerine Dream. I can't find the best. Oh, Best Picture, Kramer vs. Kramer.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Has anybody ever seen Kramer vs. Kramer twice?
No.
Never.
I don't know if I saw it.
Unless you were
once.
the fucking editor, you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a sad white people movie. And Oscar voters love movies with sad white people.
This is true.
They do.
What's sad black people?
Huh? No, yeah, that...
10 years, what is it? 10 Years a Slave?
Yeah, but that's a historical movie. That's different. I'm talking about, like...
I would have done 1 year. I'd have killed myself.
All right.
It's because you're a paltry, sucky white dude.
Because I'm the first person that you fuck with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those movies, they're just...
Bottom of the food chain, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am as far left from Frank as humanly possible.
Oh, damn, yeah. But... What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, but... this movie didn't win any awards, but I guarantee you the movies that did, like Kramer versus Kramer, like, you know,
On Golden Pond.
on Gold, same year, on Golden Pond.
Yeah.
This, if you can show any reasonable adult these two movies, there's nobody who would say that On Golden Pond is better than Thief.
My father.
Okay, that's below 60.
My father would definitely say.
Yeah.
My mom would too.
Yeah, no, I mean, so would my mom, but she had terrible fucking taste.
The people that are listening to this podcast,
Yeah, like
will
Thief.
are now on their phone looking up On Golden Pond. What is that?
Well, I found out a couple weeks ago.
Is that a Netflix episode? What is that? Some sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, really, for what it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be.
But it's very bland. It's instant mashed
But
potatoes.
Thief was a much better.
But Thief was a much better movie. For sure.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes in this movie is when he's in the adoption agency.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets so enraged because, you know, they keep telling him that he's not qualified because he's been in prison and all this. And the fact is, he is one of these kids.
Yeah.
You know, he knows what's going to happen to this kid. And he's like, just give me anybody.
Yeah. He goes, you got a black kid? I'll take a black kid. You got a Chinese kid? I'll take it. Yeah, people don't want to adopt older kids. Give me one of those.
Give me an 8-year-old black chink, I think he says. Right, he does say.
Yeah. And that is true. Like he is a product of the system.
Yeah.
And his dream is to have a family that is not
Save somebody.
Save somebody. Yeah.
From
like,
being him.
Like
yeah.
he saves Tuesday Wells' character, or in his mind he does.
Yeah.
And so the mob boss gives him a house, you know, gives him a kid, just basically just has him.
Takes care of him.
A woman walks out and hands him a baby. He's like, there are women, they got kids to sell. And Frank's like, ooh, I don't know about that. And he's like, hey, it's not this kid's fault, his mother's an asshole. You know, you want a kid, have a kid.
Yeah.
You know? And so at the beginning, he's so nice and so, you know, but then...
But it comes with a price.
It comes with a price. Once when he goes to get the money for the diamonds, and the envelope is very thin, much thinner than he thought it was.
He's like, oh, no, it's fine. We got more work.
Yeah.
No. I thought we were done here.
Yeah. And that's like he goes and he burns down his life, you know. He gives his wife and the kids some money, and he knows that he just has to go kill those guys because he can't let them live.
Oh yeah.
Once everything goes down, they have to die.
It's either him or
them. Yeah, and like his wife would have never been safe. Had he not done it. It seems cold-hearted when he sends her away, but she would have never been safe. Yeah, unless he sent her to fucking Indochina or some shit.
Did they end up together?
I don't think so. I don't think he ever goes back to her.
I think he's just like,
I don't think he can. I think he realizes that the picture, like when he crumbles it up and throws it away, spoiler alert, that was a pipe dream, and he can never be that guy. Like he is, he's with Willie Nelson the whole movie.
Yeah.
Him and Willie are he realizes that basically Willie died in prison, almost died in prison, got out right before the end. That him and Willie are the same type of guy, and that they're just they're separate from mainstream society.
Destiny, if you will.
Yeah. Like it was destiny for him to be cellmates with Willie Nelson's character and teach him how to be a thief and how to circumvent alarms and all that shit. And that whole dream he had was nothing. He learns the lesson that De Niro doesn't learn in Heat. Like Frank would have not have got off on he would have. Oh no, he wouldn't have even gotten in the car with the chick, or he would not have been. Yeah, he wouldn't put himself in that situation.
Well, he kind of almost does.
He does, but then at the end, when he realizes,
he's like, he realizes it where Neil doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So like you say, it is a more pure version of Heat.
Yeah,
it's
like a condensed.
Condensed, yes.
Yeah. And you can't tell me that you hate art movies because this is a fucking masterclass. The music, the look. I mean, this is an artsy fucking movie. This is his. This might be Michael Mann's most artsy film, and this is probably your favorite, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes, but it's not. It wasn't made to win awards. Is what I'm saying.
No,
that's not movies I hate.
No, but it's beautiful.
Oh, it absolutely is.
I mean, all the use of the welding and the spark, the sparks, and then like towards the end, it's like fucking explosions everywhere. It's it's perfect. Dude.
It is.
It's a damn near perfect movie.
It is 100%.
And it's been over 20 years since I'd seen it, and I was just like standing up after it was over, just like, oh my god, I forgot how fucking perfect this was.
And those people who vote for the Razzie Awards can go choke on a barrel of hobo balls because they fucking.
Well, they don't know shit. They're probably if it was in '81, they're probably all dead now.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's probably right.
I'm glad you're dead.
No one, dead people from the Razzies. No one misses you.
And it being Michael Mann is one thing, but anybody doing this movie as their debut,
right,
dude? It's top class.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's hard to beat.
It really is.
Like I said, this Heat is Thief Part 2, big time.
Oh yeah,
in a very positive way.
Right. Yeah. I saw an interview with him once. They asked him, so what was the best moment of your career? He said, when I was real young, he said, I wrote an episode of Starsky and Hutch, and then I wrote the car hits the curb, the car flips on the side, and it goes through a store window. And I went, and like a month later, I went and turned on my TV, and the car hit the curb, it turned on the side, and went through a store window. He's like, never had it better in that moment. He's like, I wrote something, and it fucking happened.
That's awesome.
And he was like, that's basically like, his whole career, he was like trying to recreate that moment, that high. I was like, holy shit, I did that. And
the crack of making movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or writing stories.
Writing stories, yes.
Yeah. Which I've done both, and,
Still looking for that
I'm
high.
still looking for the high. I don't know if I could yet to turn the TV on and see anything. All right, so where is it? So, after watching this, I think I can't remember what my list was. Well, I know what my list is for Michael Mann, but I really think that as much as I like The Insider, Thief may be my second favorite. I think Heat and Thief are kind of right there. And
right.
I like Heat more than Thief. I mean, sorry. Reverse that.
Yes, you like Thief more than Heat.
I like Thief more than Heat, and here's why. It's a very similar story. One of them is about an hour and 40 minutes long, and one of them is
2 hours and 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
Is almost,
It's around 3 hours, yeah.
Right. Like, all the backstory and Heat and all that is kind of unnecessary.
Fair enough.
Really. Could have been trimmed out.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this is just a pure version of the same movie. And that this is, it's hard to do any kind of a heist movie better than this.
That's true. Yeah, because the thing about it's not about a single heist. It's about his life.
And don't get me wrong, the scale of Heat is impressive.
Oh yes.
When they're in downtown
You
Los
gotta
Angeles
have more
doing the
money
shit.
to do that one.
Right. But I still enjoyed these safe-cracking scenes.
Oh, yeah.
As much, if not more,
right,
than I did Heat.
Fair enough.
I'm out of food and drink.
Yeah.
And if you would ask me that a week ago, I'd have told you, oh no, Heat's the shit.
Yeah.
But after further review,
that is like a condensed, pure, just.
And you're watching that on the Criterion Blu-ray.
Look, just amazing. I mean, that's the nectar right there.
The nectar of the gods.
That right there was the nectar. It really is.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, it was 100%. Okay, well, did you guys, so the consensus is, don't even rent it. Go buy you the Criterion collection of that movie if you like.
If you've never seen this.
Yeah.
And you like these movies. If you thought that Kramer versus Kramer,
then you can fuck off right now and just go ahead and just...
If you are a kind of person that thought Kramer versus Kramer should have won the Best Picture of the Year in 1981, then you should not watch this movie. If you like any other movies...
You think Mark's still listening? No.
Mark Rose.
Yeah.
Mark Rose.
That was a joke, Mark. You haven't been listening. I'm just kidding. But you know he loves Kramer versus Kramer.
Oh, yeah. Ordinary People.
I know for a fact he loves Ordinary People.
Ordinary People, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah. And it's a very good movie.
It is.
It's just, first of all, it's ungodly depressing. You know, the kid dies and they sort of abandon the other kid. And it's just, it's a one-time watch.
It is definitely a one-time watch. But, it's Robert Redford's first.
Yeah, first directorial movie.
Directorial review.
Yep.
All right, well, there you go. The consensus is thumbs up on Thief for sure.
Yep.
All right, what movies do we watch? Should I start?
I am so excited to hear what you have to say.
Please start.
All right, well, I watched The Lighthouse.
Robert Eggers' second movie, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I liked it as equally as much as I like The Witch. And, of course, I like the art house movies. Here, go ahead. There we go. There's Lee's fart noise. But I'm telling you right now, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Black and white, shot in 4:3, like an old 16mm movie. The set was great. The dialogue was great. It's literally The Shining in a lighthouse, so to speak. It's about cabin fever. It's about two guys that don't understand each other. It would be like The Lighthouse. We could do The Roadhouse. And you and I stay in this room right here for about 3 weeks, and we would get exactly what those guys got. I loved every bit of it.
Maybe not drinking the turpentine so
or
much,
the sex with the mermaid was pretty crazy. There was just some scenes. It's Eggers at his best, man. I freaking loved it. I loved it.
I figured you would.
But you did you? I mean, there was a lot of 16th Popeye. Like William Dafoe was fantastic. Why he wasn't nominated for Best Actor for this?
It's not because it's not for enough people. Enough people, I don't think, could get through the whole movie. Who probably voted on that sort of thing.
Patterson's monologue when he goes off on him is amazing. I had to rewind it because I was like, that was so incredibly good and hilarious. Like, foul mouth, some of the stuff he said to him. I'm just like,
if I had a steak, I'd fuck it. I remember something to that effect.
Robert Patterson, who I only know, so he's. It's funny because Pattinson. He comes into the world and he's Twilight. He's whatever his name is, Edward on Twilight.
I knew you'd know his name.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, because he likes art films. Go ahead.
Whatever. The point is that you see a movie like Good Times, and you go,
The Evolution.
But then you see The Lighthouse, and you go,
okay,
he can do anything he wants to do.
Why
I'm ready for Batman.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready for Batman. Like,
he did a movie with Cronenberg called Cosmopolis about 6-7 years ago. It's not. I don't love it. It's not. It's him in a limo going through New York City like during a riot where there's like a rat plague and people are like throwing rats at each other and he's slowly going insane. It's not.
See, why can't I come up with that?
It's not particularly.
We write that.
It's not. He's great in it, but the movie itself is not top shelf Cronenberg.
Right.
But when I saw that, like 2013 maybe, I was just like, okay, I was like, That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And so he was in an Australian movie called The Rover. It was this like post-apocalyptic drama he was really good in.
Yeah, he was.
And since then, I've been saying, like, oh, shit. And once he became Batman, I totally got it.
I'm all in on it.
He's really good.
Yeah. I think he's.
And also, I would hate for people to judge me by what I did when I was 18. You know, like he made those movies over like 2-3 years, 18 to like 21. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's not even that dude anymore. You know,
I saw he had some interview and talking about his worst style, and I think he had gone to like a Harry Potter movie premiere. And he was wearing like black leather pants and like a red velvet coat, and he's like, I just look like just the worst of the worst. Yeah. So at least he recognized the douchebag that he was,
right? And
now he's become.
But at the same time, if I was 18 and somebody gave me $1 million to be in a movie, I would do. You could not
snakeskin coats and fucking.
You couldn't contain my douchiness.
Yeah, I would just be the worst.
I would be the worst person who ever lived.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What else did you watch, Garrick?
Oh, I wasn't done with this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
Keep it going. I want to know your thoughts on the last 30 minutes of the movie. What is it?
I don't know. I think it's just them going insane. I think it's Pattinson's character. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Because they drink constantly. Because that's the only way that they can survive.
Pattinson drinks to be able to handle Defoe, I believe.
Well, and Defoe, I mean, they're both drunk as hell until they run out of all the liquor, and then they start drinking the turpentine, and that's when it just goes from, man, this is weird, to what the fuck is happening right now?
Right.
Because you don't, it's part fever dream and like part, maybe this is really happening. I don't know.
It's like a pressure cooker. It just keeps going. What happens at the end, though? He goes up, looks into the light, falls down the stairs, and then the birds that he killed the bird. Now the birds are eating him. How did he end up outside? Did he just fall downstairs and fell outside?
He fell down the stairs and his shoes fell off.
His shoes fell off.
I mean, I don't know.
That was fantastic. I think I'm gonna buy it.
The look of the movie, dude, like when those shots of the storm and of the ocean are just epically. They're. I don't know.
And he shot what? That's crazy to me that he made that choice of shooting that on 16 millimeter, making it 4K.
I like Eggers, man.
I do too.
I can't wait to see what he does next. I mean, this movie's not for everybody, and I don't know if I could watch it again.
Right.
In the next couple of years. It'll be a while before I'll try and watch it again. But I enjoyed it. You know.
Oh, I did. I was ready to buy it. I want a deluxe edition with the making of.
But the 17th century Popeye.
Yeah.
Like, you've absolutely 100%, you must have the subtitles on, or you're not going to know what the fuck is going on.
You'll miss some. And just the subtitles for Pattinson's freaking rant when he finally loses his shit on
they have this prayer that Defoe gets him to say while they're eating every night, and it just goes on and on and on, and it's almost like a carnival ride that just gets faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
And
it's fantastic. Until
the end, yeah.
All right, so then the other movie was the complete opposite.
Ooh. Made in Manhattan.
Yeah.
No?
Close.
Okay.
It's James L. Brooks' last movie, or his last good movie anyway. As good as it gets.
There we go. His last good movie.
That's a good flick.
That's a very good flick.
Jack Nicholson. It is all. That movie is everything these three guys hates. It's got romance. It's plainly shot. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's a Kramer versus Kramer kind of.
I don't think it is. It's because it's so funny.
Oh, it's so good.
It is trying to be entertaining, you know, and it's so rewatchable.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I found myself laughing out loud. I've seen it a gazillion times, and I was laughing it out loud.
Yeah,
like it's so good. But the scenes are great. Jack Nicholson's great.
He's a given though, but I think what makes the movie is Kinnear and
Helen
Hunt.
Well,
wasn't Cuba Gooding Jr.? I
like Cuba.
Well, yeah, but he's in like 2 scenes.
Well, those 2 scenes mattered. All right. Yeah. I'm not a big Helen Hunt fan. All right. To me, I was like, get anybody else in this movie, and I think I would have really liked it a little bit more. Sorry.
I love the movie.
I loved it too.
I do too.
I can watch
kind of
it.
like Jerry Maguire with
fair enough.
Lemon Squint.
That's fair.
Sour Sucker.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Fair enough.
It's like, get a better love interest, then we got something.
I watched another 2.5 hour long movie.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Amistad.
Whoa.
Steven Spielberg.
One of Spielberg's I think under the radar, nobody talks about, but it's a really, really good movie. If I remember it correctly.
It's like Lincoln. You don't really talk about Steve because it's not a normal Steven Spielberg kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they showed a clip at church, and the kids were like, "Oh, cool!" And I hadn't seen it in forever, and I'm not real sure what I was thinking.
Right.
I was like, "Oh, you guys can watch that. It's good. It's history." You know, and then they're raping the slaves on the boat.
Not really.
Putting rocks on there, tying them up to the big rocks and
Throwing
throwing
them
them
off
out the
the
boat. And I'm like, and as terrible as that is, I mean, it is good history. But that movie really was great. Like Matthew McConaughey, way out of his element.
At that point, he struggled, I think.
Yeah.
Had he gotten the same role a few years later, I think he would have been better.
Yeah.
But it's not bad enough to sink the movie.
Yeah, and Anthony Hopkins as John Adams was fantastic.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Give us free!
And then the movie that you thought was the faith-based film about the baseball guy who got a second chance.
Yeah, you watched it.
I watched it.
You found it and you watched it.
I tracked it down and I watched it.
So you saw what I saw.
Yeah, but it's not anything like my movie. Phew, thank goodness.
Well, I didn't watch it.
But it is a faith-based film. It's called Full Count. And it's about a kid who is going to college to play baseball. His dad has a heart attack. He comes home and saves the farm, the local farm.
There were some elements.
Yes.
Betwixt the two.
Yes.
You must admit.
But the cool thing is all Christian-based films they've got an element of cheese in them. And this one had an element of cheese, like huge cheese, where you're just like, oh, come on, man. Whereas I feel like Mann maybe doesn't have that. I don't know. We'll see. But I was relieved to know that it wasn't anything like my movie.
Okay.
Besides the fact that it was faith-based and it starts with a kid. Is that door open?
Yeah. Too fast, too furious out there.
Yeah. Besides the fact that he's a baseball phenom going to college and it's a faith-based film, that's the only two aspects. Oh, and a parent dies. Okay.
That's fine.
Mine's better. God, yes. Oh, the movie was not very good.
Did you make it to the end?
I did make it to the end.
Well, amazing.
And you know what? My whole family, everybody loved it. And I'm like, there is a market for these movies.
There are.
This movie was made in Georgia, and it made $3 million, $4 million, $5 million, and it's selling out at Walmart.
Yep.
There is a market for faith-based films.
Yeah, because they still buy physical media.
That's right. They still and they're not looking at the small little things that we look at. They don't look at that stuff. They want to feel good. They want, like, my kids are just like, that's just the best movie ever. So good. It's so good. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
These are the same kids that you've shown some of the things that you've said that you've shown them, and they enjoyed this.
They enjoyed this.
All right.
Yeah.
They did.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
They did. And finally, now that we're already 40 minutes into this podcast, I bit the bullet. I got rid of my DirecTV satellite dishes and all that stuff.
Okay.
And I got Disney Plus. And I started The Mandalorian.
Okay.
To be continued. When I've watched them all.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right, there you go. But it started.
Just know this. If you come in here with one bad fucking word about Baby Yoda, we're going to be outside fighting. You understand that right off, right?
Like an...
I'm just saying.
You see these hands? Do you want them?
I'm just throwing that out there because you'll fucking love it. I promise you'll love it.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I loved it so much that I wrote a handwritten letter. I've watched 3. I wrote a handwritten letter to Jon Favreau. And I'm going to send it to his Disney office telling him how awesome. How I followed his career and how great this all is.
If you like the first 3, you're going to love the last.
His assistants will love reading that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Those unpaid interns are going to really get a kick out of your heartfelt letter.
Hey, that guy sat down at a table with me. He showed Ryan's girlfriend swing dancing. He actually had a drink with us.
I remember you telling me that story.
Yep, right after Swingers, when he was a nobody, when he was just hey, we just me and Vince just wrote this script and it's at Miramax and we don't know. Now he's head of Disney. Now he's...
Yeah.
So, yes, I did though. I wrote him a handwritten letter saying, hey, I've watched his whole career and this is great, yada, 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 which we'll put up on the Facebook page. But and I'm not even finished with it. That's where I am with that.
Man, that's great.
Yeah.
There you go.
That really warms the heart.
Yeah.
Does it? Good.
Yeah. My little Grinch heart. It just makes it all
that tiny little thing inside of my chest that might pump blood.
I got a little wooden statue of my naked woman.
Of your little mermaid?
My little mermaid.
Okay. That's
it, man. That's it. I'm sure there was more, but that's all I'm going to do this week.
Okay.
We'll never get out of here if I don't.
Okay, my first movie was a movie from the writer of Ordinary People. The movie she wrote beforehand, 1977, Slapshot. Which is a movie starring an Academy Award-winning actor, Paul Newman, made by George Roy Hill, an Academy Award-winning director, and it's so hateful and so profane.
It's so
it could never be made today. When people talk about Blazing Saddles and everything, Slapshot, I'm talking about, like, who's Paul Newman's equivalent today? Bradley Cooper? You'll say, let's just say
we'll throw that out there,
for the argument's sake.
Sure.
Bradley Cooper would never, in 2020, star in Slapshot. It would never happen. Because first of all, the movie every character in it is terrible. They're the worst people. The best three characters are the three mentally handicapped brothers who just fight all the time. They're actually decent human beings.
That's a great movie. Where did you get that one?
It's on streaming.
God, what a good movie.
And dude, it's just
forever.
like when Paul Newman and Lindsay Krause are driving through the town and she looks at the statue of the dog. She's like, what's that statue of that fucking dog? She's like, the dam was, 100 years ago, the dam was about to burst, and the dog went and signaled, saved the town. She's like, well, fuck him. Because how much she hates living there. Awesome. It has just a very 70s ending. Like, they don't make it. They don't save the team. You know? But it ends with them playing, the town is a mill town like West Virginia, and they have a local hockey team that's sort of owned by the owners of the mill, so the mill's going under, so they're going to fold the team. And Paul Newman comes up with this idea that to save the team, which is violence. He'll just go out there and just start starting fights, and they basically goes to a 100% goon team. They get into a fight before the national anthem one game, and
that's a good movie.
It's such a good movie. And other than that, I watched from 1981, also from the same year as Thief, Nighthawks with on Netflix. Have not seen it since I was very young. The last pre-Rambo Stallone movie. He was still thin. And
I remember loving it, but it's been a long time.
It's him and Billy D. Williams and Rutger Hauer trying to outcool one another. Like they're just. It's the last. It's like you can say this is like the last 70s movie. It feels like a Serpico type of movie. It doesn't feel like an 80s movie. Like they're in discos a lot, everybody, Stallone's hair is so feathered, it's like, beautiful. And just Rutger Hauer was like, back when terrorists were sexy, he's like a European terrorist, he wears a suit, he's doing it for like a political cause. Back before terrorists were just fucking terrifying, and it's like an old-timey, like, 70s cop movie. It's like, could say it was like the last one, And Billy D. Williams is just cool as shit in this movie, he's Stallone's partner. And other than that, I watched.
So it still holds up.
Oh yeah,
okay, it's because I've seen it. Yeah, I saw it on prom, and I was like,
if you like I don't think like Garrick's kids, if they watched it with the Facebook, they would just be like, "What is this? Why is everybody's hair weird? Why are they dressed like that? Why do they keep calling each other babe?" It's like it's a very of its time movie.
Right.
But if you like it, you'll enjoy it.
Right.
And I watched from 1986 a movie I've also not seen since I was a little kid, Club Paradise with Robin Williams.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, have not seen that in a very long time, and it still holds up. It's a Harold Ramis made a movie so he could go on vacation, and good for him. It's got Robin Williams on an island. It looks Harold Ramis and Rick Moranis. It's just a bunch of funny people on an island.
I miss Rick Moranis.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's going to do the Honey I Shrunk the Kids show on Disney Plus.
Yeah, man, but come back. See, that's what worries me about that new Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Because if it was worth a fuck, he'd have been in it.
Fair enough. And the last thing I watched was I saw the other day that I guess since Disney owns FX now and Hulu, they're just putting everything from FX directly to Hulu. So now, me and Doug's favorite show, Mr. Inbetween, the second season is now on, and I watched the first episode of season 2.
I can't wait for you to watch all of it.
So great.
You're gonna fucking love it.
The Mr. Inbetween is now on Hulu?
Yes, both seasons.
Like, I promise anybody out there,
if you like Thief,
if you even like Thief a little bit, you will
Mr.
fucking love this, man. The main character is just...
He's the coolest.
He's just amazing, dude.
Like when he kills those dudes with the car.
He should have been James Caan in Thief.
Fair enough.
That would have been something.
Yeah. Fair enough. But when he kills the two guys in the first episode, when he turns the car and hits the tree and kills the two guys with the car,
yeah,
I was like, damn, that was fucking cool.
Oh, it only gets cooler.
I'm sure it does. That guy should be in... He should be the next James Bond villain. He should be in every movie.
God, he's just a walking skeleton, dude. He just looks like a big walking skeleton.
Yeah.
Just a hulking skeleton. I can't.
It's the
creator.
He created the show, and like 10 years ago, he made a short film called The Gambler, and he spent this time trying to make this show, and then got whatever TV station. I'm sure they have like 3 TV stations in Australia. One of those to fund, and then FX to fund the rest of the money.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I love
it.
It
took him 10 years to make this.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, that's his...
You can see it. You can feel it. Man,
he's thought everything.
The first episode I saw, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
This is different.
Yeah.
And then watching the first season, it was only like 6 episodes, I think.
And it's a 30-minute crime show.
And
so
I wasn't sure if it was
quick.
even going to come back.
Yeah.
And then season 2, I'm like, oh.
I love the actor who plays the crime boss, Desmond Harrington. He was on Justified.
Yeah.
He played one of the White Trash Clan guys. He's Australian. He plays like sort of the mid-level, like kind of an underboss. And he's just... And
he's
I love
fucking great.
He's great, but he's also the hitman guy just gives him shit. Because when they're like talking about killing the guys, and he's like, 70 grand to kill all of them. He's like, one of them's already fucking dead. He's like, I don't know if I can dig a hole and the other 2 in them. He goes, yeah, but just one hole, just stack them on top of each other. He goes, it's going to be a big fucking hole to put 3 dead people in. And then he just like wears him down. I think eventually they film like 65,000.
Yeah.
And I love how he goes, listen, man, my problem with you is you bitch with me about 65 grand, but next week you're going to spend 100 grand at a casino. And his buddy, and the college goes, yeah, I know. I'm sorry, man. And just like,
their dynamic is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I might rewatch the first season before I start going.
I kind of want to now that we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
All right, Doug.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, I watched 2 movies. The first one is from 2016, The Hollow Point. I'd seen it on Amazon.
Shit, with Ian McShane.
With Ian McShane,
yes,
Patrick Wilson, Ian McShane, John Leguizamo, and Jim Belushi.
Right, yes.
And basically, it's a 2016 movie. It takes place in a border town. They don't really say where it is. And about 10 or 12 years ago, our government sent a bunch of, like, automatic machine guns to Mexico. Mm-hmm. And they've basically run out of bullets. So it's about basically gun and bullet smuggling. Like hollow points to the cartel and back and forth. And I guess it's a big thing.
Yeah.
If you have a man crush on Ian McShane, like I do, this is so free.
It's pretty good.
Because he is just, like, the dialogue in it is fucking great. It's not a great story, but when the action comes, it comes hard.
Leguizamo is really fucking good.
Leguizamo is fucking great in it. Not something I was really expecting to be great.
Yeah.
But I actually really enjoyed it. It's a cool movie.
Yeah, it is cool.
It's like a solid, like, B.
Yeah.
B minus. Like 90 minutes. Nothing crazy. And it has a really cool fucking ending.
Yeah, it does.
Also, I watched the first 4 Police Academy movies with Oliver. They are all on Netflix. And I forgot that the first one was R-rated. Mm-hmm. But it's like 84R. That's like a fucking PG-13 today.
Yeah.
And Oliver loved them. He thinks they're the best. He's like, oh, man, I love, Tackleberry and all these guys. But the one thing I took away from these movies, the first 4 that we've gotten to...
We were dumb as fuck to ever like them.
No, they're fine. They're still funny. I mean, the parts that I remember and remembered loving are still funny.
Yeah.
But my God, there's some dialogue.
Yeah.
Some racially
motivated
dialogue from these movies that you absolutely could not get away with today.
Yeah.
And it, a couple times I was like, Oliver's like, "What's that mean?" I was like, "Don't worry about it. Don't ever say it."
Yeah.
That I had
the first one.
Yeah, the first one and the
first one.
Shit, man, all of them, but the first one especially.
Yeah, it's blonde guys.
It's got some stuff in it.
Yeah.
So if you do watch this with your kids,
yeah.
if you want to relive your childhood, remember that there's some clan speak, if you will.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? The last movie I watched was Knives Out, Rian Johnson's, I guess, post Star Wars Association movie. I was super fucking excited about this.
No, I feel it coming.
And here's what I'm going to say about it. All right? It's not at all what I expected. And it's not necessarily in a good way or a bad way. It kind of paints itself as a whodunit, like a Gosford Park or a Clue kind of movie. Mm-hmm. And it kind of is to a certain extent. But it takes this really great cast and kind of doesn't utilize them very much. It kind of centers around the one person in this movie that you don't know who this person is.
Right.
This actress is. It's okay. But my biggest complaint about it is Benoit Blanc, played by Daniel Craig, who's supposed to be like the Sherlock Holmes motherfucker. And I was so excited when I saw him. I was like, here we go. Like, it's getting ready. Like, because it gets right into it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is going to be great. And sit down, Jody and I are all excited. And then he starts talking. Mm-hmm. And he sounds like Kevin Spacey from Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Right.
Like, deep Savannah speak, like he's got molasses pouring out of his mouth every time he speaks. And I immediately paused the movie after he had about 3 lines, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. That's how fucking bad it is. And I'm not even exaggerating. It's that fucking
You say
terrible.
it is like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins English accent, but for a Southern accent?
It's the worst Southern accent maybe I've ever heard in a movie.
They're tough to do.
Oh.
I mean,
just... If your name's Benoit Blanc, just don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Can't you be English or French? Because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Not Savannah speak.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That ruined everything for me. Almost 5 minutes, like 8 minutes into the movie, I was like, wow, this fucking sucks. Positives, the house that this happens in and all the crazy art in it is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And everybody in it, when they're in it, are great. Is it a great movie? I understand why it has like an over 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I think it's a wider net movie. I think a lot of people will like it, but I'm not sure if either one of you will.
Right.
For what that's worth.
Okay.
Not terrible. I'm going to give it a C+.
Yeah.
It would have been a B-, but the accent just fucking wrecked it for me.
Yeah.
So, that's what I watched.
There you go. Oh, it's dead air right there.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to say something when you said that.
I was trying to hold down my pork rinds burp.
Okay.
Okay, so...
I will say one thing. I know it is tough for actors to do a Southern accent, because there's a movie that we've talked about before, which is called Charlie.
He did it in Lucky Logan, though.
And it was fun.
Yeah, but that's a West... he was doing... I think he was trying to do like a deep South Southern, like a,
This one, he comes in and he talks like this the whole time, and that made me want to fucking.
That's what I'm saying. Like in Charlie Wilson's War, whenever Julia Roberts talks, I'm like, bitch, you're from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Just speak.
Just talk your normal way. Why are you trying to accentuate it?
Yeah, I declare, like nobody talks like that.
That was the worst part about it.
Yeah.
And it took a lot to just even.
Yeah.
I was like, God, ugh.
Yeah.
Fuck. And it's a movie I was really excited to see.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
It's
on my list.
I'm not saying not to watch it. I'll be interested to see what you guys say, but
my oldest daughter went. It was nominated for Best Picture.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, and my daughter hated it. Kaylee hated it. She said it was terrible.
Wow.
I mean, I see it. I see kids.
I mean, it's not a religious baseball movie.
No.
On Netflix.
So, of course they're going to hate it.
Yeah. Which is not as good as Garrick's movie.
Yeah, it's not as good.
I mean, it can't be. There's no. I mean, I've seen enough of those movies to know that there's no way it is.
Hey, thanks.
I mean, because most
is that
of
Lee giving me a compliment?
It is. I mean, it is a compliment because I've seen a lot. I've seen a fair amount of those movies at like people's houses when their mom's watching them. Mm-hmm. Like my buddy Mike's mom loves them, and I'm just like, oh, it's just like it sucks my will. It has the opposite effect it's designed to on me.
Oh, I can't.
I'm just like, oh.
I could never.
Yeah.
Never. I couldn't sit through 15 minutes.
I'm like, Reginald Bell Johnson, why are you the preacher in this movie? You were in Die Hard.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Jason London from Dazed and Confused is the dad in this Full Count movie.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
I'm sure he is.
I'm sure hanging on to the last ditch effort. His agent finally called him. He was home drinking beer on his sofa and said, I think I might have gotten you something.
Yeah. Well, to quote John Huston, when they offer you the money, you take it.
You take it.
You take it. All right, well, I got a showdown this week, a good one. If you were a thief, man, if you were a bad guy, who would you want to be? Whose would you be right-hand man to?
Which mastermind?
Which mastermind would you be right-hand man to? Frank from Thief or Neil from Heat? Which one's it going to be? We'll be on the Facebook page.
Both end badly for all the side guys, by the way. Spoiler.
By the way.
But they're still, I mean...
If you had to go in...
But it doesn't end badly during the heist for Frank.
Correct.
So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah.
That's true, too. His crooked... You're right. His crooked boss catfishes on him.
Yep.
Crawfishes. What do they call it?
Crawfish.
Is it catfish or crawfish?
Crawfish.
Man. You're a fucking idiot. Nobody cares. Where are we next?
I am the first guy you want to fuck with.
Where are we next week? That's what I want to know.
Well, hold on. You got to.
Oh wait,
I do. It's a movie from 2001. A movie I think we've probably all seen. David Mamet's Heist.
Yes.
And it's probably the last movie similar to Thief, like that sort of has stars in it. It was like a medium budget movie that they don't make anymore. And it's
Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo's the man in it. DeVito's
Where's
the man.
he been?
I think he does TV.
Does he?
Yeah. Danny DeVito's great in it.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the movies. It's maybe the best cast that sells the Mamet speak the most.
Yeah.
You know, like the way Gene Hackman when he talks. A lot of times in Mamet movies, people sound kind of. I guess it's the way he directs them. Like just fucking say it. I don't want to hear your bullshit.
Well, Glenn Ross movies.
Yeah, like I don't want to hear your little fucking embellishments. Say it how I wrote it. Yeah. You know, and with this, like the way Gene Hackman says it, like his wife says to him, "It's cute plan is like cuter than a Chinese baby." You know, just the way he like the way it rolls off Gene Hackman's tongue is so good. And like DeVito is the crime boss. He's like when he says to him, and it's one of those Mamet lines that means nothing. He's like, everybody needs money. That's why they call it money. Like that doesn't mean anything. But I know exactly what he's trying to say. Yeah. Like, you know, and it's just super cool movie.
Yeah, it is a great movie. He directed that too.
Yeah.
Yep. Heist. All right, so guess where we are? We're going to go from Michael Mann to anti-heroes to one of the biggest heroes ever.
Yep.
Rivals Indiana Jones is one of my favorites.
As far as content, maybe the biggest hero. As far as made content. Archived
legacy.
Yeah.
It is Bond. James Bond.
Which ones are we going to do? I'll go ahead and tell you, I have picked Sean Connery's fifth one, You Only Live Twice.
Well, yeah. Okay, so we have discussed, there's a lot of movies that we all wanted to do. Like, I like to Live and Let Die and For Your Eyes Only. But we also wanted to
give a variety.
Yes, we wanted to give a variety. So we all kind of basically picked out of a hat which Bond we would take and then pick one of those. So I ended up with Craig, so I'm going to do Skyfall.
What about you, Mr. Doug?
He's going to do...
My absolute favorite is what I'm doing, and it is A View to a Kill. Roger Moore.
Roger Moore's last one.
Yes. And I think, maybe not his best one, but it's my favorite movie.
Yeah, there
it's
you go.
my favorite Bond movie.
And when it comes to Bonds, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. It's what you like.
It's what you like. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. So there we go. So our next... but...
We're going to have an in-between.
That's right, but we are
actually
going to have to do an in-between because what we want to do, what we're trying to do, if Garrick's schedule and Lee's schedule, Lee's moving into a house, yay!
If everything goes right.
Doug has stopped using crystal meth, so he's going to be a little bit unstable.
I think he's scaled back.
He's scaled back.
Yeah.
So he's still all right. And then I have 3 jobs to provide for my 5 children. So, we're all very busy with our lives. So we are going to try, though, to do 3 weeks of Bond and then do 1 Bond where we go actually see the Bond.
The new one.
The new one, and we do 1 on that one. So we'll be doing a 4 block. But, Bond we could do for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
really
22, 23 movies.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I have not seen any of them in a long time, so I might have to watch
Take a couple.
some in-betweens. Yes.
I
Anyway,
have
but where we're going with this is we need an in-between for next week.
Right.
To have us time out perfectly.
I made a couple of suggestions earlier
what
today.
are they?
I don't know. I sent them to you, fuckface.
Yeah, I believe it was Uncut Gems, Flash Gordon, and something else is what you suggested.
It was
Flash
the
Gordon,
Color of
Uncut
Space.
Gems,
Color Out in Space, yes.
the Color Out in Space is going to be hard to see, right?
Yes. Yeah, we would all have to pay. Well, somebody would have to pay for that.
Well, we have to pay for Uncut Gems, too.
Fair enough.
I mean, is it even streaming?
It will be.
We have to pay for any of these.
Well, I have Flash Gordon on DVD. Let's use some Color Out in Space.
All right, so...
Unless we can't find it.
Right.
Let's do the Color Out in Space and box it in with Flash Gordon.
Okay.
Why not?
All right, so...
Because I'm not going to watch Flash Gordon. I've seen it fucking 30 times.
Okay, fair
You know what I'm
enough.
saying? You've got it.
Well, hold on. I'm still recording, so hold on. Let's get it ending. So we've decided after a little bit of discussion that we're going to do the color... I'm sorry, the color of...
Color Out of Space.
We're going to do Color Out of Space and box it in with Flash Gordon for our one-off next week.
Yep, 2 weird science fiction movies.
That's going to sound good to
Completely
me.
different.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting, and then we'll get into Bond. So without further ado, you guys have a great week. We will talk to you in a week.
Imagine the perfect video store. It would have a great selection, right? Right. Over 10,000 videos. 3 evening rentals, so no rush, no hassle. Fast checkout. 24-hour quick drop return. Open late every night. Well, the perfect video store.
Welcome to Blockbuster Video.
Is popping up all over the country. There's one near you.
Blockbuster Video. Wow!